A few days back, there was a big discussion about whether the NRM needed
Shisha oye! Oye! General oye! Oye!
Well, in a social media post, General Henry Tumukunde has accused Jim Muhwezi in a post that he made entitled "The Grip of Power: How Jim Muhwezi's Rule is Undermining NRM in Rukungiri." Start by saying, a party in decline for over 40 years, Major General Jim Muhwezi has controlled Rukungiri politics, holding top positions in NRM Parliament and the Ministry of Security. However, his long-standing rule has sparked doubt among voters with accusations of dictatorial influence, election malpractice, and suppression of new leadership. Recent NRM district chairperson elections saw General Henry Tumukunde withdraw from the race, citing irregularities, voter intimidation, and military involvement. Observers noted shocking incidents, including voters kidnapped, locked in hotels, and guided by military personnel before being escorted to polling stations. NRM registrars, RDCs, Gisu agents, and DPCs allegedly operating under Muhwezi's command. A district registrar linked to Iteso managing the election, raising constitutional concerns over military involvement. While Muhwezi dismissed the allegations, Tumukunde's withdrawal has left NRM facing credibility issues, with locals questioning whether the party serves the people's interest, merely Muhwezi's grip on power. Muhwezi's dominance has had severe implications for Rukungiri's development. Despite holding high-ranking government positions, critics argue that his leadership has done little to transform the district economically. While Muhwezi has contributed to religious institutions, donating 150 iron sheets for church projects, his tenure has marked by controversy, stalled progress, and intimidation tactics. Observers highlighted that Rukungiri lags behind in infrastructure, healthcare, and economic growth compared to other districts. His focus on political control has suppressed competition and innovation, preventing new leadership from emerging. Military-backed election manipulation has silenced the voices of ordinary voters, raising concerns about political pressure. 4 decades of influence. Muhwezi's ministerial position. Muhwezi has held multiple ministerial positions over the years, reinforcing his political stronghold. Minister of State for Primary Education, that's in 1996 to 1998, oversaw UPE but faced accusations of mismanaging education funds. The second one is Minister of Health, that's from 2001 to 2006, accused of mishandling global fund money meant for HIV, AIDS, TB, and malaria program. The third one is Minister of Information and National Guidance 2015 to 2016, led government media and public relations during the 2016 election. And lastly, Minister of Security from 2021 till present, oversees Uganda's intelligence agency, but has been accused of using security forces for political suppression. Many Rukungiri residents now ask if he has held power for 4 decades. Why is the district still struggling? Tumukunde's fight for democratic reform, despite withdrawing from the NRM chairperson race, General Henry Tumukunde has vowed to challenge Muhwezi's political monopoly. His movement focuses exposing election malpractice and fighting for free and fair polls, restoring integrity to Rukungiri's leadership, mobilizing voters ahead of the 2026 election to ensure true representation. With tensions rising in NRM and across Rukungiri, the battle for the district's political future is heating up. Will Muhwezi continue his unchallenged reign, or will voters embrace challenge in 2026? The answer lies in mobilization, awareness, and the courage to challenge oppression. This was posted by the UG Rights Update every week, which is a limited edition, and was shared to social media by General Henry Tumukunde himself, straight away from Rukungiri Municipality. Now I'll leave you with some speeches from Henry Tumukunde.
These things need to be covered. A few days back, there was a big discussion about whether the NRM needed a new chairman. I could tell clearly most people were hesitant. Not planned, doing the structures. That's why even as things look, I didn't even participate immensely in the LC1 elections. I, however, got time to participate in the LC2 elections, where I think we performed very well, and then further on to LC3. The LC3 elections were as bad as we saw today. We had a very, very serious problems. I mean, serious set of problems. Number one, in this system of ours, there's no register you can rely on. It changes every week, it changes every month. Number two, all the registrars, most of them actually, are syndicated in wrong. Most of the registrars here, when you are dealing with them, it's like you are dealing with the Rotary Club. Everybody speaks the same language, and it's not the language of supporting an electoral protest that is supposed to bring out a very good candidate or the most successful candidate. When I saw all this, I thought I had to expose this whole machine, which I think I have successfully done. In 4 days, I count myself as having done a lot. What exactly was behind the scene? You have the chairman of the party supporting another candidate in a different constituency. Chairman of the party supporting another candidate in a different constituency. Of course, now Battle 1 has ended. We are going to Battle 2. Battle 2 will be myself also crossing and supporting other candidates in other constituencies. And if I can do this in 4 days, I think in several months some people will get a bit of issue. That is number one. Number two, the whole state machine here is either compromised or I think overwhelmed. In fact, I talked to two of them, trying to bring them to my thinking about how to remain neutral in this matter. And each of them says, Afande, we have letters seeking transfers. If you think we are working hard to stay here, that is not true. So then you don't even know what to do in those kind of circumstances. I'll find time to talk to the press. Imagine this morning I had to enter a gate where they had locked our voters in Uganda. We had to go and open up these gates to allow people to come and be able to vote. And some had been held there for 2 days. You must have heard about Goro. Somewhere in Chi. I'm told it's a hotel belonging to a sister of one Wagumi who is standing in the hall. And I have 3 cases. One of them was interviewed this morning of how people were kidnapped and taken to Goro. Even drivers, you go driving, you find yourself captured there. I do not want to anticipate a situation where democracy becomes impossible to practice in a general. I promise one thing to my vote, either my neighbors and my voters, that I will not stop this fight. Yes, I will not stop this fight. I'm going to mobilize the masses, them. I did it when I was in Rubawa, I remember. Huge mass. And I'm going to mobilize them. And we shall defeat fraudsters and compromised people. We shall defeat them. I now have a few days. I'm going to marshal the wananchi. Wezani Mbeya. I'm going to mobilize. So we are going to expose all these faults, and I'm going to take that registrar to court to make sure that you cannot serve. The law is very clear. I told you this morning about how anybody serving in a security organization cannot be part of a party structure. And I'm not going to stop fighting it. I'm going to take it more. So, for now, I think that is enough. I had decided to break off from the press for some time. But the Banyankole have a saying, go to Mzeta Wikaranga. Untakomze njagumani nkaranga. So I think that is all. Let me get your question.